Is built to hold roughly 2,500 people. Tonight, nearly 3,000 tried to pack into a room packed full of energy. There to listen to Michelle Obama rally more voters to get to the polls as the campaign begins to wind down. Michelle Obama opened her speech by appealing to a great number of our Southern Colorado population, the military.
Whether you're a parent or a child or a grandparent, we have to remember that when our troops go to war, our families go with them, which means that we have to make sure they come home to families who have been cared for.
Mrs. Obama also addressed a growing importance to this election, the young voters.
Because I have a renewed faith in the next generation because they are ready, they're hungry, they're willing to work, they're willing to sacrifice.
She touched on many of the same issues we've heard a lot over the last months, like the economy and health care.
We have the power in this election, in this time, not only to change ourselves individually, to change our communities, to change a nation, but we could change the world. Thank you.
The Springs City Auditorium was so packed full of excited supporters. In the middle of her speech, one woman fainted, likely due to the heat and cramped space, but that only for a moment paused a speech that thousands of loyal supporters will remember forever. Heather.
And
time for new solutions.
Time until the election is dwindling down. 1 week from right now, we may well know who the next president will be. Michelle Obama carries her husband's campaign back to Colorado Springs, urging supporters to vote and to do it early. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Don Ward.
And I'm Shannon. To hear from the woman who may become First Lady if the Democrats win. Michelle Obama spoke this evening at the Colorado Springs Auditorium downtown.
And that is where we find 11 News reporter Lori Martin. She's standing by live. And Lori, Michelle Obama talked about the economy and especially about how military families need support.
Dawn, she says she's excited that there's only 1 week left until the election. Now, while a lot of people came down here to the auditorium to see Michelle Obama in person, that also included a Republican who's now voting Democrat. Waving signs and American flags, the Colorado Springs City Auditorium is packed with Barack Obama supporters.
From the state of Colorado,
including Republican City Council member Jan Martin.
I'm actually pleased that John McCain was chosen as the Republican candidate because he was the most moderate of all the candidates, similar to what I am. But
Obama campaigning today in Pennsylvania and Virginia. And here at home, more people are getting out there and voting early. Another 4,241 people cast ballots today in El Paso County, bringing the 8-day early voting total to 21,395. This as Michelle Obama makes a stop in Colorado Springs, encouraging supporters to get out and vote. She spoke for about 40 minutes to an exuberant crowd at City Auditorium. News First Susan Davies is live outside campaign headquarters. So how was the turnout, Susan?
Well, Lisa, we were told only 2,500 people would be allowed in City Auditorium. So Michelle Obama took time before her speech to greet several hundred people who didn't get in.
Go Obama!
They started lining up before noon, knowing they wouldn't be allowed in until 4:30.
I'm very excited. It's history. When I came here in 1950, I would ever thought I would see something like this.
Yes, we can!
Those who preceded the candidate asked the crowd to vote early. Neither McCain or Palin were ever mentioned. Republican City Council member Jan Martin spoke of her support for Obama. Michelle Obama didn't use a prompter and appealed to people on a variety of levels. As a mom,
They are the reason I breathe, like any parent, like any grandparent, anyone who has kids in their lives.
veterans played a prominent role on stage and in her speech.
There's only one candidate who has consistently supported a 21st century GI Bill that's going to make sure that when our troops come home, they can get an education, and so can their family members.
Saying she's married to a guy that gets it, who she promises will be a phenomenal president. Obama threaded now familiar themes throughout her speech.
How we're going to mend a broken healthcare system that is bankrupting millions. How we're going to clean up this planet and ensure that we hand over something decent to our children. How we bring this war to a responsible, safe ending and take care of our troops.
Some of the loudest applause was in response to promises concerning health care, education, and bringing troops home. As for the significance of her being here 1 week before the election, Members of the local campaign say if it weren't very close here in El Paso County, she wouldn't be here.
We'll do very well in El Paso County. We may win El Paso County. We win El Paso County, we win Colorado. If we win Colorado, we win the country.
Now, knowing supporters would be curious about her girls back home, she said she spoke with them just before her speech tonight. They told her they want their fingernails painted for Halloween. Sounds familiar. In Colorado Springs, Susan Davies, News First, Southern Colorado's news leader.
Michelle Obama returns to Colorado. Last night, Michelle Obama supporters packed into the city auditorium in Colorado Springs to hear her rally more voters to get to the polls as the campaign begins to wind down.
We have the power in this election, in this time, not only to change ourselves individually, to change our communities, to change a nation, but we could change the world. Thank you so much.
Michelle Obama told supporters that young people have been a key source of support, and she now has renewed faith in the next generation. She also added they need to round up all the votes they can in the last few days leading up to the election. Well, right now we're constantly being bombarded with political ads left and right, and many of them are negative.